Hello, and welcome along to episode 51 of Beldania. Today, I do not have playing with me Josh. He was japing with some jackdaws in Jamaica, and he has put his hip out. We've ordered a replacement, so somebody new will play Sebastian. Right. However, I do have playing with me Jamal.
Hey guys, it's Jamal here. I will be playing Kiavo Duskmane.
Bruno.
Order of
sorry.
Saracionian Wizard.
We're doing full
Nice.
intros today, are we? I have Bruno.
Yeah, apparently.
Hello, I will be playing Rosania Vez, Lure Circle of Stars Druid.
I have Rico.
I'm Rico, and I'll be playing Torin Goldenbrand, the Dragonborn Paladin.
And I have Joe.
That's me, I'm Joe, and I'm playing Hennick Littlefield, the Halfling Farmer and Bard.
And when we left off, we were in the mountains. Ever-blowing mountain. And we were in the mountains. Ow, he's not even here. Sebastian Stoken is on top of a mountain. Got rid of him. Yeah, we were on top of a mountain, and we were looking for the Duke of Lord Valen. We used the Windwalk.
Yeah, Cloudwalk.
Super cool.
Windwalk.
I don't know.
I'm
All of
calling
those
it
things.
Cloudwalk.
We became clouds and
Okay.
went whoop around the world, and each sought out various different places. But we, to no true avail, you saw a few things. You saw a couple of barbarian tribes. Asking, you saw the run of the caribou. Usual time, normally only migrate. Making their traditional migration from the east. And you also... No, you didn't. But you did discern that there is a very, very, very tall mountain. Looked somewhat familiar in one of its outcroppings. Could be where the Duke could be found. I don't know if we put it on the map, so to speak, but I think, did it get the name of the...
I don't think I've got the name, but I do remember you pointing it out on the drawing.
Okay, but did I give you the name?
No, you didn't.
I don't think
so.
you did, James.
You
In
just
that
said it was
case,
one of the tallest.
I will gladly take a... I'll take a history check. Yeah. Torin, you can roll with advantage.
Ooh.
Are the most likely to know this?
I am not. I did not pay attention.
Your father told you
Whilst
6 times,
traversing
Torin.
the
How dare
mountains,
you?
Yeah. And I was just like too busy, like had my eye trained on like a rabbit or something.
Oh shit! That's a 3, a 5, a 7.
Yeah, it's a
Rosania,
12 for
what's
me.
your, you've been
Oh,
alive for a
sorry,
few
I was just trying to
centuries.
get in.
His story.
There we go. My roll 20 refreshed. I got a 20.
Oh.
Yeah. So Rosania, who hasn't really been at this part of the world very much, when discussing it with the with her own druid circle, they mentioned the vicinity of Gathrak. Gathrak is the tallest mountain in the Eladar mountain region, and the second tallest mountain in the whole of Beldania. It is
And
well
not to
known.
be confused with Galthak.
No, indeed, not to be confused. Which will confuse everyone here.
Oh yeah, Josh isn't here, and he's the only other
Anyway.
one that's in the campaign, isn't he?
Gathrak, Shoulders of the World is the name of the mountain. And what this means, no, that's him being confused. It is like that, Gathrak. Yeah, and it's known as the
Thank you,
Shoulders of
thank
the
you.
World. And the reason for that is that about 2/3 of the way up the mountain, the clouds never disappear. There's almost always clouds hanging around that part of the mountain. Purely because the width of the mountain generates its own sort of like moisture, which builds up and then doesn't flow. As you almost always have this mountain 2/3 up. These clouds. It's a very tall mountain. Very, very tall mountain.
I'll gather I'll gather everyone in like a little half circle, and I'll tour guide relay this to them as we move
Right.
forward.
Love that. You're not moving anywhere, however. If you remember, we left off last session at the very end of the day, having grouped up at our adventure.
Going around in circles, just pacing.
Yeah, the most important of purchases that the group has ever made. The tent consists of a kitchen, a study area, various bedrooms containing 4 poster beds, and a general area which is very warm and friendly and full of nice, cozy rugs and such. And as you entered into the room, entered in tent for the night, no. As you gathered in for the evening into the tent, to put yourself away from the cold, again, I believe we finished with which you all playing colours. Okay, tonight we'll be looking for a long rest. What's the plan? Are we keeping watch, or are we hoping that our tent keep polar bears out?
I mean, it's a pretty good tent. It was very expensive. It should have its own little camera system and AI.
It has an alarm system.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does.
It does have an alarm system, so it has a bell, and it will notify you if any range. So you could potentially go without a watch.
Well, I mean, at worst, as usual, I will get up quite early. If anyone wants to stay up late too, that's their business.
Yeah, late night bird.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, Rosanio and Chiavo sit up for a while.
Wait. I think if those two are late night birds, then I'll be an early morning bird, so that we can
Hennick's
cover.
an early morning bird.
Oh,
That's why
sorry.
asked
Then I got
about
it
you guys.
confused.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, as you in the late evening, I have a perception check from Rosanio, please.
Yes.
And Duskmane over there, you need to give me a check for this. As you look out to the stars during the night, you can't help but you have noticed this a little bit. A couple of days, stars aren't quite exactly right. But at this point, you will notice that there's some shooting stars. And like the world is slightly turned on its axis. Don't think it. You would expect these to be the stars you would see if you were to travel far, far, far to the north.
That's incredibly odd.
Almost as far as the Garrick North.
Why
Now,
do you think
why
that's
on
so
earth would
weird?
that be happening?
Why is it odd?
Positions of the stars are not correct. It's essentially implying that we're in the wrong place, but we're not.
Oh, okay.
Why would this happen? I'm very, very confused.
Just
I
from
think.
point of reference.
Oh,
Tell you where the Garrick.
thank you.
You don't
It's a
do
long
big
way
mass
away.
ray of things. Yeah. Sort of 3 or 4 times the length of Beldania to the north. You can see the stars that you're familiar with, but they're, in the very southern part of the sky. As if, as I said, as if the world's just rotated a little bit.
Is there anything I can ascertain because of my own connection with the stars?
Kiabo points this out, and yeah, as you give me a
Okay. So that's a 13 plus 1, so 14.
yeah, so you've heard that in the past, gods have their own, for their own purposes, moved this. You know that has happened in the. When you were in San, the world moved very, very fast.
Did.
Sorry, it's really annoying. It keeps starting tracks and then just immediately skip.
That's weird.
Yeah, so when that happened, things got a little out of whack. You had noticed yourself that night some of the stars just hadn't caught up. Strange phrase. Our world moves with it. Grander universe, not the other way round. But it's almost as if because the world was turning so fast, traveling of stars to your eyes wrong.
Mhm.
But yeah, in response to grand acts like that, the gods have it stars around. But like Gavo, you will acknowledge that it's as if you've just further north. Way further north.
Well, Chiavo, are you a religious Leonin?
The best way to explain this is we tend to have a reverence for the constellations themselves rather than any specific beings. So the stars being in the wrong place is very, very much not normal for us.
Just to compound on that, to explain it maybe better than I've explained it to you. Whilst Rosani is looking up in the sky and going, "Oh, the stars have moved," to a Leonin, they're looking up in the sky and saying, "The gods have moved." Right? The Leonin believe in the say. Each certain constellation is a god or a god. So you've got Andromeda.
Right, yeah.
That constellation is effectively the god in the sky. Them moving would in hierarchy.
So,
Oh,
Chiavo, if your people believe that the gods are in the stars, and I know for a fact that there's rumors on the streets that the gods have moved before, could it be that that huge time skip that we've suffered was just a way to move the gods around?
interesting thought. I would have no idea about that, to be honest. That's definitely food for thought.
Indeed.
What would be the implication of that, though?
Oh, as you look up in the sky, let's see how good your star knowledge is. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Either of us, or
21.
Yeah. Most specifically, you'll notice that Aquila moved 2/3 of the way across the sky. Aquila is the eagle constellation known as the god of the lost or the carrier of messages. So in some ways it kind of makes sense that to be moved. Cepheus is almost completely non-existent. Cepheus is the god of law and justice. And finally, Indus and Lacerta are way more prominent in the sky than they usually are. Indus is the god of creation and industry. Death's in the sky. The messengers buggered off. And law
the
and
world is
justice are
lawless.
nowhere to be
Great.
seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is extremely concerning then. Yeah, that's not good.
should we share this information with the others? It's just a theory, so I'm not sure we should concern them with it.
It may well be a theory. It's could be accurate. It may not be. We just don't know right now. It's interesting. It's interesting thought though.
I'll just look up to the sky and
Perhaps we should.
get lost in thought as well.
It's very easily done. Very easily.
Rose is gone.
That was
Yeah, I'm
almost
just
in response
gazing.
to me. I was like, fuck, because I closed my document, and you were like, it's very easily done. No, it's not.
Nice timing.
Screwed myself
The
completely.
timing is incredible.
To reopen everything. I hate
Well
that
done.
when you're trying to unmaximize the internet and you.
No,
Yeah,
it's very easily done. You're right.
but you will both yourself and Rosania will get early morn heading as you head out in the morning. I'll take.
Sure.
You will notice that there has been a blizzard during the night that has swept the land, and there's been much blow.
16.
Okay. There has been a small avalanche a little way away from your tent. I don't know whether small and avalanche are usually words that go together, but it's not a drastic thing. But there is a large buildup of snow blocking the, which, you know, happens all the time. You know that you could wait for it to go away. The wind this morning is incredibly strong. But that morning all looks right. What do you do when you get up in the morning?
Well, I'll go look at the avalanche. Try to think about whether
Are you
the
gonna go out
automatic
and
shovel is going to
Walk
help.
over there.
I mean, no. I think I'll wait and just let everybody get up. I'm too small, even with an automatic shovel, to make much headway on an avalanche. So I guess I'll do some cooking and such.
Okay. Obviously in the kitchen, inside the tent.
Yeah,
what's
it's the
for
fancy pants
breakfast?
kitchen. I think
The kitchen.
I was gonna be fancy, but I don't know how. There's you guys are, some of you are European. You'll be better at saying it than I am. But there's like those they're like ball pancakes. They're like ebbelskivers or something like that. They're like Danish. You make them in this little special pan. I thought maybe you would know, but I can never tell whether you're supposed to pronounce the V as a W or a V or whatever. Here, I'll write it. But well, and sometimes it's that like AE thing at the beginning, but the rest of it is spelled like that.
Yeah, I think
They look lovely.
Evelskiva sounds about right. They look great,
Yeah.
don't they? Would you do them with
Yeah.
jam and jelly in them?
Well, I mean, I think that this amazing tent obviously has I can set out several options. So there's a
that
powdered
is
sugar
true.
version and a jam version and so forth.
Nice. Yeah, I like mini donut.
Yeah.
One thing that the tent does have, as I sort of mentioned, is that it has some preserves and some standards for cooking. So salt, sugar, pepper, probably some jam, some other preserved fruits, things in vinegar, that sort of stuff.
Sure.
All the extra bits for cooking present, which means that you roll your cooking. Wow. Roll your cooking check with advantage. That's what I'm trying to
Alright.
get out of my face.
I mean, I assumed, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, the
see
cooking
there.
check.
All right, 27.
Oh, that seems all right, doesn't it? Yeah, take the numbers above 14. Whack them up. Or, sorry, max HP. Or you guys instead, if you can choose to have advantage on all constitution saving throws. Between those two. Winter
That
warmers
sounds
or
good.
What are the options again? Say again.
everything above 14 added to your max HP, or advantage on con saves. On checks and saves, to be fair.
I like the advantage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get. Hold on.
And I can give everybody temp HP as normal too. I mean, obviously they would stack because the one's not temp, but
That's fine.
Obviously, do make sure you took your long rest to reset those HP buffers if you had them in the past. Today, everybody will have advantage on checks
and over
No temp and no temp.
over ball-shaped pancakes. I will announce to everybody, and Hennick's way of inspiring you is actually to let you know there's a problem, but like it's no big deal. There's work to be done. That's not I was out out earlier taking a look, and seems there's been a bit of an avalanche nearby, and we're gonna have to dig our way through that. But it's good to start the day with some hard work. It'll get us ready for the trials and tribulations ahead. So, everybody, get yourselves ready, and we'll go out there and dig in. And that will give you the old inspiring leader
It's
17, I believe. Yes.
Oh.
It's your current level plus.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, so as you are all feeling inspired and ready to go, the tent will pack itself up pretty quickly when you step out. But when you step out, if you are under 6 foot tall, I need a strength saving. That is Rosania and Henning.
I am exactly 6 foot tall.
You can make the roll. You're an elf. You're spindly.
7.
Oren, give me a dex save.
A deck save. Got it.
17.
Rosania, you go out and the wind is blowing heavily, but you sorry, Sebastian's on a 0 on his strength save. Yeah.
He gets +4. Everyone gets +4 if they're standing close to me.
Well, yeah, sure. As you all step out as a group, Henrik and Sebastian quite literally blow over, and begin to blow away. With your 20 dex save, Torin, you may catch one of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joshy, but I'm gonna have to catch Henrik because he's here and you aren't.
That is a really good excuse, but we all know you were catching Henrik either way. And Sebastian sort of disappears in a puff of snow into a large snowbank. Instead of
He's got fly. He can fly
He'll
out
be
there.
fine. He'll be
I
fine.
don't think fly helps you. If anything, that makes it worse.
He's escaped. He's escaped worse.
He sort of tumbles back towards you and sort of sets himself between Torin and Kiava. You'll have to keep close at this point. I'm using the bigger bodies as shelter. This wind is powerful enough that you will all have rain. It is different for everyone. Even Torin, you will move half speed.
Okay.
And yeah, so you're approaching what is basically a large snow bank. The winding path that gets
Stick close, lads.
shoulders of the world is ahead of you. You could choose to sort of go up onto the edge of a mountain and back down, scaling the cliffside, or you can try and break through the avalanche. Flying in this weather is ill-advised, but if it's what you want to do, I won't stop.
I won't do that.
Sorry, we're at the snowbank, you said?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty close to your tent.
Yeah.
Sort of a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, so it's not a huge deal.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I do have the automated shovel. I want to see how good it is.
Yep. So
What
the
it
snowbank's
does.
only about 30 foot tall. What I want to know is, are you putting the shovel in at the bottom and hoping it will sort of dig its way through, make you a little hole, or are you going to try and climb up and have it dig its way down from there? Or maybe just give it a
It's a lot of
throw
snow.
and see what
How sturdy? How much packing of the snow? Like, is it fluffy and light, or is it like nice and
Give me an investigation
packed
check.
and thick? Oh, my +0. Doesn't even matter.
Nice.
As you pour about at it, claws. I don't know quite what we call your hands, really.
like clawy hands, yeah.
Claw hands, yeah. As you claw hand it,
Clans.
clans, yes, I like that. Yeah, you poke about a bit. You find some of the ice is quite well packed. Certainly at the bottom, it's very well packed. But as you get higher up, it becomes fluffy, and you know that it must be thick, kind of a deep, for this fluffy snow to be settled so well. It is also, I should mention, you're in a blizzard, right? So the snow is pounding down on top, which is of course making it annoying. Yeah.
So how much do we need to clear then?
Well, it's 30 foot tall and 10 foot deep, and you're trying to get through it, or past it, or over it, or round it.
Right, okay. So we've got quite a bit to shift. Well,
Torin will assist with his shield. I'll just like start
You
shoveling.
can go ahead
some
with the
of that
shield
as
and the
well.
automated shovel. Are you trying to build a tunnel through it? Or are you trying to really, make a whole rift?
Actually, you know what? Let's do a tunnel through it, Hennick will use the automated shovel to dig the tunnel, and then Torin will sort of stand over him and sort of like prevent any sort of cave-in
Oh,
from
I like that. So you're going to build a
trying to crush.
torrent-sized
Yeah, yeah.
tunnel.
And then like I'll sort of like smooth the top with my shield.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean?
So I'd
Yeah.
like to try something to assist with this. I don't know
Okay.
if you'll let it work because it does say dirt or stone.
Neither of which is snow, yes.
Yeah, but I was hoping I could use it with snow as well. You know, the whole idea of mold earth, just pulling out a huge 5-foot
Mold,
square.
it's not
or
called
5 foot
mold
cube.
snow.
You shape
Yeah, but I
water.
was
You have
hoping
shape
that-
You set
water?
it on fire and shape water it. You want?
I guess what I could do is, if it's compacted enough on the bottom bit, then I could always tunnel under it, and we just dig a tunnel straight through. And then there's no risk of the snow collapsing because it's
Maybe
compacted
spell
on top,
slots.
right?
What we'll do
No,
instead
it's not even
is...
spell slots. It's just cantrips.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm not telling you that. Let's see. Let's see
Fine.
Torin's mighty arms instead. I need an intelligence check from Hennick for the excellent usage of an automated shovel.
Okay.
That's going for you.
2.
Great.
Oh, 4.
Um,
Because I've got jack of all trades. It's 4.
Yeah. So at first it sort of starts going in a straight, and then it's veering off to the left. It's veering off to the right. It's going to be the windiest tunnel you've ever made. Let's hope it comes out the opposite side than it goes in. Torin, however, tirelessly behind you, shaping out the arms. You have a fiery affection for armor.
No.
That mask doesn't actually create any heat.
Let me see. Mask. Damage absorption. I can use a breath weapon.
Okay.
Oh
but
no,
it
sorry.
doesn't
If I have
actually
a breath
create
weapon.
heat.
Sorry.
Right,
No,
okay,
it doesn't create heat.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, this will be nice and easy for you. It's not going to start dripping on you. Go ahead and give me your athletics check as you step through, shaping out this stuff.
Oof. I'm wasting all these, but
Nice. There's
Another
a
nat
second
20.
nat 20. Yeah, beautiful.
yeah.
Whilst the
Jesus.
tunnel's not going in the right direction, it is a fantastic tunnel. As Rosania is sort of standing behind, you know, with her exquisite perception, as she looks past you, she's just like, "Why are we going around in circles?" She'll slowly guide Hennick towards, you know, we do actually want to come out that way. And the thing is, Hennick knew that. He just couldn't make the shovel do what he was trying, what it should have been doing. It's not easy to steer a shovel, but it its way through pretty quickly. Do you know those horrible machines that they into the ground?
Jackhammer.
Pneumatic drills.
Jackhammer, there you go. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like that, but in silence. Which is really strange. It's like you just hear the snow being shifted here and there.
This is what I get for shirking hard work.
Exactly. Eric's just being dragged around by this thing. I will say that there is quite a large buildup of powdery snow on the ground, which makes footing difficult. Slowly and surely, you make your way through. Torin's made the tunnel Torin height, but as you look behind you, you'll notice that it's slightly spherical. And in fact, it seems to be the same width as Mike's head. As it has been widened to his head width, gone through like this. And indeed, he has a crown of snow over his head when he comes out. And he sort of does that dog thing, and he just the snow just piles up over Sebastian. Probably because he's not here. But you are through the snow bank. The blizzard shows no signs of calming down, and you will see 2 moose. Mooses. Somebody once told me it's
Meese.
meese, but I don't believe it.
No, it's not. It's not me.
Yes, 1 goose, many geese. 1 moose, many meese. You know, there are 2 moosifers to the side, looking at each other, looking over at the snowbank, and you can see they just cannot comprehend how the path they were walking down has just stopped. There is no logic, no rhyme, nor reason to this wall in their path. Now, very frustrating.
I'll go up to the Mies.
We can't call them beasts. Go on.
Oh no.
I will say hello. Hello.
What are you expecting from them?
Well, I know they'll struggle to understand me, but I'll say, big snow come from above, block the path. You must go around.
They can't speak back to you, can they?
They understand me if I speak with animals.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you using speak with animals?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A
Most looks
ritual
at you and like,
cast.
yeah, but we can't go around because like, can't go up the mountainside. It's not easy, you know. Yeah, hard work, hard walking.
You can come with us. We're going through.
I want to go that way. He like nods towards the way you just come from.
Then I suppose
How did you get
we
through? You
could
came out of the
help
wall,
you.
right?
Yeah, we did.
Hmm. That's pretty cool, man. Wish you could teach us tricks like that. Wait, like, did you leave a path behind? Like, can I go through it?
Yeah.
Moose is too big.
Oh,
I
sorry,
can make it
buddy.
bigger.
He looks at it like his head is gonna hit the top of the. He's like, he's trying to bend down, but Moose isn't bending down doesn't work.
I'll go there and I'll widen the path with Celestial Burst multiple times.
That's gonna bring a cave in more than it's gonna widen your
Oh,
path. Come on
no.
now, you can't just fire radiant blasts at a wall. Moose sort of looks and he's like, "Damn it, man! I told you we should have left off those burgers. Way too fat for this." So, like, goes at it, and after a while, he's just sort of like, "Nah, I can't do it, man." And then he's, "Got no reverse." Yeah, he sort of tries to slide backwards. Two of them look at it again and like, "Will it disappear if we wait long enough?"
Torin, do you know?
Turin, what do you know about avalanches? Give me a survival check. Will it disappear?
I've been in a couple, I think, at this point.
Probably.
How's a 24?
Yeah, it'll disappear in a couple of weeks.
You're just gonna have to go back.
I'll go back, man. I'll go back there. Done with that life. Moving on. New futures, new horizons, you know what I mean?
I mean, you've got nowhere else to go.
Past is in the past. Gotta head onwards. Go that
You know,
way.
you need to let go. Let it go.
Yeah, no,
Like, you
no,
need
I'm
to
done
go
with that.
back.
Like, I left a woman back there. I can't go back and handle that again. Like, can't have that problem. I need to head this way.
You're
Go
not
back
gonna
future
be able
lives.
to go through. Look at the snow. It's glowing white on the mountain tonight.
Yeah, okay, so he sort of looks at his friend and he's like, "What we're gonna do, Danny?" Looks back at him and, I don't know, man. Not good. Maybe, like, we just run really fast through the tunnel. We might, like, make it through. Some of the snow will fall down, but we'll be alright, yeah. Looks at you and he's like, "Is that a bad idea?" I just run really
Yeah.
fast. Oh,
Why don't you come with us for now? We'll just make the tunnel
but you're
bigger
going
and
that
then you
way.
can...
I want to go that way.
Yeah, but you might be able to, like, go the long way around.
Long way around. Like, all the way around the mountain.
Yeah, buddy, I'm providing you with solutions here, so you either take it or you stay where you are.
Oh,
It's gotta keep it short and sweet with
that's
you,
the
to be
philosophy,
honest.
isn't it? Follow the solution or stay where you are. I was making such progress, such leaps and bounds forward in my life. Maybe it's time I stayed still for a moment.
Wow,
Acted on
that's
what's
really
around me.
deep.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You
Danny,
know, you're one of the smartest animals I've spoken to, like, ever.
Danny, we're gonna wait here a while. Yeah. Someone's like, "All right, man. Could be a while. Yeah. How long are we gonna wait?" Right, person.
I mean, if you want to wait for the wall, it's gonna be a few weeks, but I can leave you with
Weeks?
some
That's a lot of
food.
days, man. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll no, we can make food. Like, we'll find food. Kind of what we do. Like, we mooses are good at food. We're not so good at like this ice wall thing. We're pretty good at food. Make do.
Okay, but listen, if it gets a little bit too tough, I'm gonna give you something, and you can drink it if
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just too cold, okay?
Yeah. Cold? We don't get cold.
Ye-
We're moose.
I-
We are the
Yeah,
moose.
but just in case, like, an avalanche rocks in or something and you get buried and, you know, you can't get out,
Oh, yeah.
I will create, like, a little bowl out of some druidcraft leaves, like
Yeah.
a tiny little drinking bowl, and I'll put a potion of cold resistance on it so they can easily drink it.
Okay. He sort of looks at it and he's like, strange looking water, dude. Ah,
It will protect you from the cold.
give us warm thoughts.
No, but this will, and I'll give him a hug.
Yeah, no, that's not doing it for me. I ate this plant once. Dreamt I was
I'll
on
give
a
him a
beach.
cuddle.
I don't even know what a beach is. I dreamt I was on it. Amazing. Tell me this potion did the same thing. Hold on.
That's
There's
beautiful.
the other moose sort of comes on over and sees them all and he's like, sorry, Danny, I can't resist. He just digs his head into it and drinks the potion.
I'll grab his head. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Close his mouth.
Oh,
No, little
man,
moose,
that's
stop
good.
it.
God, I'm so warm. I
No.
could gallivant. And he starts to like
No.
frolic up and down at the edge of the wall.
Oh,
Meanwhile, when you turn around, Rosania, the rest of the group have given up on your moose conversations. They've begun to make their way down the pass. When you
well,
start...
you guys stay safe. See you later.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good one. Thanks for the brew.
I'll catch up.
Cool. We leave Danny and Benny in the dust behind us. For reference, I posted a picture of how I think Danny would look. Discord. Pretty cool moose.
I mean, I think we could spare a couple of days to awaken these two moose.
You can awaken them if you want.
Panic?
You can
That's
awaken
my
them if
love
you want,
language.
but
That's all right. We've got a lord to save.
yeah, that's true. Cool. So, leaving Danny and Benny to ponder the future of the Avalanche. They'll probably still be there when you come back. You begin to make your way down the long, winding path between the two mountains, which are known as Krevek and Kraven. You're trying to get between. If you would like to give me a history check, Rosania, as you were able to and see if you know anything about Krevek and Kraven. Nope.
Not today.
Does anybody speak Giant?
Competent languages.
No, I don't think Sebastian speaks. Are words in the Giant language? Nope, he speaks Common and Draconic. Alright, cool. Yeah, so Krevek and Kraven, you're passing between them. It's going to be an arduous 2-day journey, but for the sake of expedience, we will keep the same buff each morning, and we will keep the same temperature. Encounter nothing other than 2 unusual phenomena. The first is that you see 6 eagles flying together from Krevek to Kraven and back. Eagles don't tend to be group birds in any way whatsoever, and none of them are babies. Birds right over to one mountain and then right back the other way a few minutes. Strange behavior. The other phenomenon you notice is that there are boulder piles at the bottom of each mountain. These boulder piles stretch up almost 250 feet into the sky. So they're pretty tall. They're like cairns in that they've been built by placing boulders on top of other boulders to make a sort of pyramidical shape somewhat. These boulders, each boulder is about 12 to 15 foot tall. And they do look like they've been shaped almost. Oh, no magic you would. And there's one cairn at the bottom of Krevek, one cairn at the bottom of Kraven. First day.
Well, that's concerning. Just the size of... I mean, obviously magic's one thing, but size of someone to be even interested in doing something like that. We should really keep a lookout, but I don't know if there's anything... I don't know, anybody have any specific need to climb around on those dangerous rocks there?
Well, just putting 2 and 2 together, I think that this might be connected with the things that we've seen before.
I mean, it's definitely...
How so?
It doesn't look like something out of a stone pillar spell. This looks like something much more intense. No magic that I know. Chiavo?
Don't think so. Nothing that I would know.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be causing any immediate problems to anybody the way the sand in the desert was and that sort of thing, but it is a
But they also
similar
don't look
gigantic-
recent, I will tell you that. There's
Hmm.
plenty of snow on them. Nice little bits of erosion even at the bottom. They're not new.
Okay. Well, something from before our time, perhaps. We got other problems to deal with.
At the end of the first day, you make your way a little past those cairns, and can tuck into your tent. As I said, we're going to keep the same buff, so don't take a long rest. Unless you've used a spell slot, just click it off. Same. Is anybody keeping watch?
I'll keep watch.
I can do early nights.
As you
Early
look
slate night.
out Orin over the you'll notice something down there. Thunderstorm begins. Look out. See this sort of there's lightning and thunder, but there's no rain. As the clouds come over and it's dark, there's snow instead, and you're sure that in the crack of the thunder, one moment you see a great arm reach out. Goes black. Then the flash of light a moment later, you see a boulder launch from one mountain to the other. Give me a
Tornal will
perception.
rub his eyes. Yeah,
perception
Tornal will
check.
rub his eyes and make sure that he's not hallucinating right now. Oof. Might be. With advantage.
9, eh? Yeah, you look up and you're like, you're not sure. It's the flash of bright light combined with the pitch blackness between it makes it very difficult to work out exactly what you're seeing. But again, you're sure you see a rock sort of crevice to crevice. And in this flash of light, you see a beard? Beard? Almost 10 foot in length. Giant beard. Then it's gone. A moment later, one huge eye. Standing about 60 feet up in the air. East. Krevek.
I will. Oh, jeez. I think I'll just sit silently and watch for now. I don't know that there's any cause for concern. I don't know that I believe what I'm seeing. I don't know that.
I'll try to hide and I'll tell everybody else to do the same.
Okay, I mean, you guys are sort of like in bed, right? So you just like cuddling up in your duvet, or are you like trying to get under a table or something?
As like maybe sit behind a window, like under the window ledge, so you can keep an eye on the outside.
Tent to windows, man. These tents with windows. I know we've got a fancy tent, but that's pushing it.
I've seen them before.
Yeah.
I think the windows in the picture.
Yes, and I did
Yeah.
say that there are illusory images on the inside of the tent to make it
great,
look
right.
like you're looking outside. Because windows on a tent is just one step too far. Nevertheless, there's a hatch, right? There's a flap which you just sort of pull up a little bit and peek out. And as you all look out, between your passive perception, you will indeed make out the figure of what appears to be 3 or 4 huge men on each mountain. They stand sort of halfway up the mountain. They're launching stones from that cairn over at each other.
Holy hell.
I will take a nature check from the druid and the wizard. Double and Alexa. Stop.
Got an 18 here.
Yeah. Gabo, nature check, please.
And that's a 6. Yeah, no.
Okay, so you don't know anything about that element of it, but Rosania, you certainly have heard of cloud giants before.
Yeah.
You know, these are sort of storm giants, cloud giants, frost giants. You're not entirely sure, but judging by their size, they're probably cloud giants. And these are probably two rival tribes. 18. But they don't appear to be doing any damage really to themselves or the mountains. After a while, it almost looks like they're kind of just...
Oh.
They do seem to be generating the storm. The thunder is happening because of them, not because of the rain. As I said, there's no rain, the snow is still falling, etc. And you can sit up and watch it all night, but you'll be very tired. After a while, it gets a bit samey, you know, even though there are giants throwing rocks at each other.
Will this prevent us from sleeping?
Only if you wanted to.
Then no, I want to go to bed.
Pillow over the head. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, there is no sign of any storm. In fact, it's air out here. Instead, when you go out, you will see that snow has been sort of thrown across. And there are a couple of stones missing from those cairns, but it looks like see a couple of tiny birds flying across the area. Like they'd been hidden all night. Now they just do a little bit.
Good morning.
So you make a fabulous breakfast. Head out the following day. The going is a lot easier. So heavy wind to control. All 20 is just great.
You're having
While
a
we're
great
waiting
time
on
for
that,
Roll20.
Stormy, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in. I didn't respond. A pleasure to have you with us always. Your group is it is a very late night for you guys, so please, well, all of you, hope you're doing well. In the meantime, our group is currently making their way through the mountains to Gathrak, shoulders of the tallest mountain in this particular area, in search of the Duke. There we go. I think we have back. Yeah, nice clear morning out there. Bright blue sky. It's easy going. The ice is compacted down. And as you round the corner and see, and what will astound you about this mountain is not its height. It fills the eye almost as far as you can see, right? Almost 3.5, 4.5 miles right at the base. It sort of begins going up at that height for a long, long time. It doesn't get any narrower on a mountain like this. You will see rugged passes cut in the edge of the rock and stone at the sides of the mountain. No real path. However, notice a couple of other unusual things. First of all, there are trees on this mountain. They stand like sturdy soldiers of oak. Massively, very few leaves on their branches. Big, wide branches. 30 or 40 feet in direction. Standing almost 60 feet tall. And they poke out at odd angles from the mountain. They don't grow up straight. You also see a second type of like 5 or 6 branches interwoven as a trunk. 5 or 6 trunks interwoven and then spindling out in different. These do have leaves. Leaves are a sort of grayish black. And the they have these flowers, these long, drooping purple.
Hmm.
So, I must have missed if we have a problem we have to deal with. Or...
No, not at all. You approach the mountain. You can see some rugged passes that are cut into the mountain in various directions. There's no, human man-made path. There's paths being, cut in from various traffic. No definite indications.
Yeah. And weird trees.
Weird trees, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we just start riding up.
Yeah, do the best
Yeah,
we can. I know we're, in addition to not knowing how we would just get on up the mountain, we don't even know where on the mountain we're going. We might need to do a little more trying to find the Duke. I don't know if we want to try that the same way as before.
Okay,
but in a
I have a
smaller
question.
area, or-
I have a question, James. So, my armor and subsequently Joe's armor, has the spell Find the Path as a once a day ability, or on a charge basically, and
So
it says
it's-
the spell allows you to find the shortest, most direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you are familiar with on the same plane of existence. Could I use the image of where we saw Lagon to map that route, or is that
You
pushing?
can try. You
Okay.
can try.
Can I combine that with a Find Person spell? Can I imbue Torin's spell with a Find Person spell to make it more powerful?
You have a Find Person spell?
Sorry, I don't think it's Find Person. I think
Locate
it's Locate
creature.
Person. Locate creature,
Full
yeah.
spell? Yeah, that's right. I was just very confused. Like, what the fuck is find person? Should have used that
It's
about 6 weeks ago.
Can I combine it with a
as long as the
spell?
creature's within 1,000 feet of you. Okay, so I'm gonna say hold that for a second. You look up at this mountain, right? It is like, I don't know how tall in feet, but it's Everest-esque scale. It's definitely more than 1,000. Quite a long. Not to mention the width. So you can hold on to that till you get a little higher up because you know that he's not at the base now.
Cool.
Using the Find the Path, I'm going to say that it's going to help you ascend the mountain. So it'll find you the easiest path to get up. Right now, the only fixed location you have in mind is up. Right? If you attempt to fix on the location you've seen him on, there's no reference where that space is in the world.
Right. That's what I.
Yeah, but yeah, you can use Find the Path, and it'll make your path a lot easier on the way up. Instead of random dead ends or paths that go up and back down again, you're able to slowly make your way up. You said ride. That is.
I said ride.
You said, "Can we ride up?" That is
true.
what Torin said.
I am on my trusty steed.
Not for long. The biggest trouble you're going to have is the narrowness of these paths. They're not sort of these precarious, I'm going to fall off the edge of the mountain sort of, because a lot of them are quite deep in the mountain. There's bits where you have to stoop under overhanging rock. There's other bits where jagged rock is coming up on both sides of you. This is not territory for. Yeah. As you sort of, what do we reckon the line is? What's the pecking order? Obviously, I think it's fair to say Torin's in the lead. But what do you reckon you guys, what order are you guys in?
I'll figure that out. I'm going to grab a drink.
Okay, so we've got Rosanna at the back. Torin at the front.
I'm probably right behind Torin.
Okay. Mike behind you.
Yeah.
And then we'll say Chiavo and then Sebastian. Okay.
I'll cover the rear because I'm.
Well, we've got Rosanna at the
taller.
back. Right?
All right, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
fair
and
enough.
she has lots of
Doesn't
magic
matter.
ways of rescuing herself. So what you've effectively done is big person, small person, big person, small person, big person, giving you shelter either way. Yeah, you put magic sort of throughout the group. But yeah, Torin, as you sort of make your way up the path, you're gonna have to break a path in a lot of places.
Mhm.
These windy trees with 5 or 6 trunks that sort of curve over. They don't grow straight. They grow sort of like over to the right, over to the left. You know, they're very gnarly and all over the place. The branches are often blocking your way. Um, what approach would you take when being blocked by getting the axe, climbing over it? You know.
Yeah, probably busting out the old hatchet and trying to hack our way through. I don't know that we want to be climbing over twisty things with, a halfling and a cat with us. No offense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the halfling and the cat can probably make their way like under it. Um, you scrabble over the few bits, but the two that do block your path, take the hatchet. Um, and I need a con.
Ooh. 20.
It's a success. You feel this sort of, as you chop this tree, this sort of acrid, almost like ash spew, dark purple bells. It is a poison. Distance.
Hmm.
You do feel drowsy and weary as it. Notice as soon as the branches cut, these purple bells wither up. Structure.
Has anyone got any idea what these strange fruit are? Flowers. Whatever they are. Lasagna?
I mean, I can have a look if it's anything magical, but I think Hennick's a lot more familiar with fruits and vegetables.
Oh, he's a little bit outside anything I would have planted in the old farm, but I mean, we could. I'm sure you just as well as I could try talking to these strange trees and see if they let us know anything. But if they're having some sort of weird effects on you, Torin, it might almost be more Gavo's territory, some sort of a
They release almost like a spore.
ingredient.
As if they were a mushroom of some sort.
Sounds like something somebody would put in a potion to me.
Mike takes one look. Not much.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
No.
A flower of some sort, then?
Yeah, I mean they are flowers that are hanging down from these. They look. Poking it, talking to it, eating it, breathing it in.
I guess given.
Well, I am resistant and immune to poison and poisoned.
Yeah, I mean it didn't
So,
affect you anyway, right?
If I could, if I could pluck one that hasn't shriveled.
It will
like
shrivel the instant you pluck it
Hmm.
down to a brown leaf. Hennick will at least know instantaneously that this means that the plant is alive in some, as in the individual flower is alive. It has some sort of sentience.
Can I like lift Hennick up to like speak to the flower?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to, since it seems like smarter than the average plant, I want to start by just trying to, I have that amulet of Sylvan and just try to talk to it in Sylvan and see if it can already speak that, and otherwise.
Yeah. The plant doesn't respond, but you do notice that many of the bells, you get a strange feeling of foreboding.
They're listening.
Alright, let's, how many charges are even on this thing? Sorry, I'm gonna get to the inventory here. Let's do full-on speak with plants from the Staff of the Woodlands, the lesser Staff of the Woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that this is as much of a give and take conversation as possible. Hello there, we're sorry for, chopping we've done so far, what's going on with you all today?
Should be. And the voice that comes out is a chorus, as if each individual power destroyed part of the hive. How will you make up mistakes?
Well, I suppose it depends on whether we have a way of getting through here without doing any more harm. I don't know if you have the ability to move yourselves on out of the way. We'd be much more able to make up for what we've done if we don't have to do anything further.
Tone mistakes. Begin to ask favors. Shh.
Yeah, I mean that certainly makes a kind of sense. I know my one companion here can sort of tend to bloom things up. If you've got any sort of maybe buds that are not quite ready, she could speed those along for you.
That would be a suitable atonement. With that, the 4 or 5 big trunks begin to ride as if like snakes. The entire tree moves over and leans down towards Rosa.
And then I think we all learned Jurkaf, but I would just refer it to Rosanna.
Oh,
Rosa, can you sort of get their buds moving a little bit there? They're sort of pissed off.
Definitely the least intimidating plant I've ever encountered. And I'll shake my hands off, and I'll cast Druidcraft.
Kiavo, you may give me an alchemy check while this is happening.
Right.
As you do recognize the powder that is on the ground that Torin resisted the poison of. You recognize it to be mort flesh powder coming from the dark purple plant. Spews an incredibly powerful ingredient. The plant will turn to Henneken. Our friend may collect what's on the ground. What has departed our leaves is no longer ours.
Well, that's very kind of you.
You may take 0.1 pounds of mort flesh powder. With your alchemy check, though, you cannot remember the exact effects that...
How many uses is that of
One.
powder? A single one. Okay.
Powerful ingredient. This plant sort of rides out the way. And you do get this feeling of boding. It is definitely pleasant. I don't know. Give me an insight check, Henrik. I know you've got like 7 million insight.
27.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
That is wow.
Yeah.
Could be higher.
The creature seems naturally evil.
Right.
Plants.
I mean, that's kind of even where I was just thinking. It was like, I could ask it, like, what's wrong? And we can try to help you with your problems. But it doesn't seem like it's going to get anywhere with this particular foreboding plant.
Yeah, no, indeed. But it will writhe out your way in response to your service. Growing out. Just to make you aware, I think, because Thorin resisted it, this can basically, gives the effect of sleep. So it just render you unconscious. It can render you unconscious for up to 8 hours if the spew is fresh enough. I don't believe, Thorin, you are immune to unconsciousness.
Nope.
So it would have put you to sleep, which is really inconvenient halfway up a mountain. Seed. Yeah, as you find your way through this rickety path, and about 5 p.m., you come to an alcove where it might make sense to shelter for it. Catch your breath. And at this height, look out. You made it about a sort of 150, 200 feet, a little bit higher, but you a long way along. You do now see a very thin, narrow path spider up the side of the mountain above this crevice. Currently in. Does anybody have climbing equipment or climbing gear? Anything that might aid you? Never.
No.
Just crampons for iciness, but not climbing stuff.
You say crampons?
Yeah. They're like the little spikes that you attach to your shoe. Just
Oh, okay.
for
There's
walking
also
on
a
ice.
tablet
Alright.
here. When you've got cramp, like stomach
No.
cramp. I was really confused. It's like I brought crampon. Like, it's like I brought some Gaviscon. I was like, okay, fair enough. Each to their own. But yeah, as you proceed, take a little rest. You reckon you can make a fair way up the trail at this time of night. Torin is not going to need to give me a check. Torin, I'm going to give you the choice. You may choose one member of your party, not including Kiavo, aid to allow them to forego a check.
And what kind of check will this be? A
Climbing this
athletic?
check, yes.
A climbing check?
Climbing check.
Hmm.
Wimey.
Who's the least
Wobbly
climby of the lot of you?
Probably Mike.
No, Mike has his own ways. So he has little tiny roots around his feet. He will be able to sort of almost grow them in and out. And grow
Well-
a great purchase on the rock. And Mike will inform you, mushrooms grow on many different roots.
Rosa can quite literally morph into like a climbing.
Rosa
Animal,
will summon 8 giant wolf spiders after you look at her.
Okay.
So I will aid Henrik.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8. What?
Henrik?
What are you casting? Yes, no, I heard
Oh.
8, Henrik. What are you casting?
Rosa? What is Rosa casting?
Oh yeah, I just summoned 8 giant wolf spiders
I'm not
that
quite sure how
all
you're
have climbing
doing that.
speed. It's a spell called Conjure Woodland Beings.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think. Oops, it's Conjure Animals. That's the one I meant. This one. 3rd level spell.
8 pieces of rating 1/4.
Yeah. So, 8 giant wolf spiders.
Medium-sized creature, so it's about 2.5, 3 foot tall. What are they doing? Are they spinning webs for you to walk along?
Well, we can ride them.
Cannot ride a giant wolf.
So, one for
Medium-sized
Henrik.
creature. It is a medium-sized creature. Ride a medium-sized creature. Well, Henrik.
Oh, but Henrik, yeah, Henrik.
Henrik can, but is already riding a dragon ball.
Sebastian, I guess.
Sebastian can. Or Sebastian and Henrik can, and then I can aid
Sebastian, you know Sebastian
Rosa?
will turn his nose up at a spider and cast fly on himself
That
or
is true.
something.
I thought Rosa was just gonna like lay on a bed of spiders and let them like sort of like
That is
crawl
pretty.
up.
That is pretty cool.
So, if we've got 6 left, that's 2 spiders for each of us. So, yes, I will grab onto 2 spiders and allow them to climb.
Sebastian will take one look at your spiders and tap his staff on the ground and glide glacially up.
3
Oh,
spiders
true.
for me.
The spiders will aid you and Kiavo, giving you advantage on your checks, but you still need to do some of the climbing yourself.
I always feel confused when I say
I think
spider.
so. Those giant spiders are rideable because they're probably large. Wait, are giant?
Yeah.
large? Or are they
They're large.
medium?
Yeah, I'm more.
Giant spiders are
I'm
large.
more double checking on the.
Oh god, I looked up giant spider instead of giant spider D&D or 5e. horrible images on Google.
Let me get this spell up. Conjure.
Yeah, it's large. The size of it.
Up to an hour. Friendly towards you and they obey any verbal command. Cool, yeah, marvelous. So these spiders help you on your way up, but I will take an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice. Rosario and Chiavo, you may roll at advantage because of spider distance.
Athletics check, you said, yeah?
Athletics
Oh, you
or
can use
acrobatics,
acrobatics,
your
right,
choice with advantage.
Fantastic.
What about me? Am I doing one?
Am I doing one?
No, as I said, you'll be able to make your own path
Okay.
and take someone with you.
Yes, I will.
So
Very
yes,
good.
Hennek is sheltered from having to roll. Good job, because
Good.
Torin rolled like shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but between the two of you, sort of forging out the path, Mike is sort of ambling along behind you. This narrow, ridgy rock moves up, close to the point of climbing, but not quite. It's hard. You did all pass the DC, but as you get further and further up, it is absolutely clear. Saving throw. A lot of you, with advantage of a hearty breakfast. On save against hard work. Nice. Yeah, you feel the tiredness begin to set in, but you're like, nope, we've got to keep going. The biggest problem is there is nowhere to stop. You can't just spring a tent up on this rocky outcrop. The spiders dissipate after an hour. Still have at least 7 or 8 hours to go. At this point, Torin, you will note that it might be easier to climb straight upwards, get to an easier path above. The climb looks about 100 feet in height.
Oof.
Has anybody got any solutions to that other than...
I was gonna say, still no flying. Like, how's the weather up here?
Sebastian has flown and not flown and flown and not flown sporadically. For a amount of spell slots. It's no. The weather was only yesterday with that strong wind that flagged.
No.
About 100 feet climb.
I'll give the climb a shot if need be. I've got something against failing.
Okay.
I mean, if everyone sticks close to me.
Tony, are you gonna
we'll
go up
not
first
fall.
alone and put a rope up?
Ooh, actually, yeah, I can do like a lead climb kind of thing and like get everyone nice and safe.
Obviously, you can't die, right? Because if you're falling past, then somebody will cast Feather Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and give me your athletics check.
I'm going to peerless athlete this.
Can my spiders help him?
They dissipated about 6 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. I missed that
So
part.
yeah, we're 7 hours later. Sort of, it's almost up midnight at this. Fearless athlete is calling on the power of Bahamut to enhance.
Indeed. Advantage on athletics. Yeah. 821.
Yeah, as you sort of clamber on upwards, digging your claws in at appropriate moments. Nobody's ever seen a dragonborn look so much like a spider. You sort of you get to the top and
Dragon Man.
you've definitely got rope between you. Right? So you just sort of like hang off a rope, let it down, which means the rest of you may also roll your athletics. Climb, Kiabi, you said you want to try first.
Come up, Cavu.
That will be a 12.
Okay. You get about 8 foot.
Get
And
about
you
8
can't
foot,
work-
not
yeah,
good
and then you
enough to
can't work out
actually
where
make
the
it real
next
progress.
can't work out where the next hand or foothold is. If you want to just grab the rope and hope the Torin can pull you up, you may if you wish. Quite heavy. Otherwise, you may need to circumnavigate.
Yeah, upon realizing I'm gonna struggle to figure out the handholds, I'll just circumvent the problem by using investiture of wind and just lie my way up there. Forget the whole climbing malarkey.
Just like, fuck this.
Yep, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Bastian takes one look at the rope and just goes like a spider or a cat with a 28 athletics check, nat 20.
Nice.
Goes up just to prove that he can sometimes do things without magic. Hennick and Rosania.
I mean, I'm gonna try to climb it.
Okay.
I think it's what
Yeah.
I'll do.
I rolled a bit before when you told us to roll.
Mike is quite light. It doesn't contain much, so if you'd like to tie the rope to him at the end, you can pull him up.
Sure.
So yeah, go ahead, Rosania. You rolled. What did you get?
I got an 18.
Nice. Yeah, it's a little more difficult for you, but hand over hand, you don't weigh that much. You pull yourself up. Hennick.
This is what athletics with advantage because the rope.
Athletics or acrobatics, and it's your choice.
Oh. All right.
With advantage indeed. The rope.
27.
Yeah, Hennick sort of, he's no stranger to hard work. Pulls himself up hand over hand. It's not elegant in any way, but it's very efficient.
I mean, when you're little, it's just easier. You're not pulling as much up.
And finally, Mike is sort of hauled up, and you find yourselves on an outcropping ledge. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. There is no space here to put up. But you see a clearing, a little cave area. About an hour's walk ahead. Take one more con save advantage.
+4s all around.
All right.
That will push everybody but Yavo, I think, Sebastian. Of a 15.
That gave me a 15 exactly.
Yeah, 15's the DC is 16.
Ah.
So Chiavo and Sebastian will suffer 1 level of exhaustion. But you will be able to make it to this rocky outcropping cave, where you may set up the tent. We'll take a long rest. Attempt being the key word, so please button. First 2 hours, I will take a D20. Rosani.
We got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of, after falling asleep quite quickly, are undisturbed. Go lots to the second 2 hours. Hennick, D20, please.
Certainly. $11.
Okay. You woke for a brief moment, snuffling of some sort of creature. But you thought nothing of it and turned back. And at this point, anybody who gets a long rest in 4 hours may press the long rest button. Just for a second. After another 2 hours, Tiavo, give me a D20, please. Rico's just taking a large mouth.
Nat 20.
Nice! Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice peaceful sleep, nothing disturbs you, nothing at all. Then, for the last 2 hours, I will take a D20. You may all press the long rest button. Got it in 6 hours.
That's a
16, look at you
16.
guys! Nobody rolls below a 10 in this land.
Hey.
Yeah, you all wake up sort of feeling a bit fresh. And you all have had a lovely night's sleep. And when you look out, your tent has drifted quite away on the snow and is leaning precariously over the edge of a mountain. Well, survived, because it's at its risks. And on that note, we shall also take a short. Hello and welcome back to the second half of Beldania. Wherefore art thou? We are slightly precariously perched on the edge of a mountain. Getting up for breakfast. As before, we will keep the same buffs. Probably don't like being exhausted. I'm probably going to enjoy those advantages on con saves. Today is a little bit of a different challenge. You see these spiraling paths that are not made by any religion. They are low. Sometimes there are rocks or trees above you. They can be low enough occasionally for Torin and Kiava to have to pass by on their knees. rolling through. They're about 4 foot wide, and you can see where the plants and such, little plant life, bits of snow, anything else that's on the ground has been flattened. But it has left you a fairly decent path to follow. And as I say, it's a long, spiraling path. It doesn't go all the way around the mountain. They often, turn at a certain point and go back up the side of the mountain.
Is it like a stampede of like oryx or something? Is there footprints?
Orcs?
Oryx?
That would make
Or
more
is that
sense.
what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. You can give me a survival check.
I'll do that. It's a 26.
Definitely not. This appears to be a couple of large creatures. But although they are very wide, they don't appear to be very tall. Perhaps only 2 or 3 feet. 26, you do notice occasionally some cracks or marks, or more specific, some shed scales.
Oh.
Snakes.
You are in the path of 1 or 2, perhaps, you're not sure, very large.
Big ass snakes.
Big, wide, fat snakes.
Not necessarily that wide. You're seeing that they're slithering like an
Just,
S.
sure.
So, yeah. They're not... They're not
Just like,
steamrolled out.
why is it just like fat ones?
Like a wave.
Why like the whole thing curves? And it's like,
Yeah.
anyway, I was just imagining it wrong.
Yeah, no. So, but because they're slithering from side to side, they've cleared out a wider path than would otherwise be. But yeah, a couple of moments, Torin and Cavill will have to get down on their knees and crawl. Mike does not like crawling. Not a fan. Weird for him.
Well, take heart, Mike. I think at least if we run into these snakes, they're probably not too interested in eating you.
They might eat you.
Yeah, I have a feeling you'll get on your own, but I don't intend to get eaten.
Don't get eaten.
I don't
Mike
think
will be
you're able
sad.
to. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you make your way through these paths, but you see no sign of the snake. And it gets to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the path straightens out a little bit. And you see that the snakes are now following a regular path. A couple of shed scales. You come around the corner, you see the bloodied tail of a snake. About 2 foot tall cylinder of a snake. And there's just a piece of tail, about 1.5 feet in length.
Well, Mike, I can't promise whatever did this to the snake wouldn't eat you. And all of us at once, that's troubling.
Anybody who wishes to try and work out what might have done this, may give me a nature check.
Oh, I'll make an attempt.
I'll make an attempt.
19.
Is a 19 the highest roll? Wait. Yeah. Okay. So you
There it is.
yeah, with a 19, you do see marks of ice, as if something has bitten down there, something with icicles. And little area of sort of like hoarfrost. You're not entirely sure what it is, but it's definitely a creature that's natural to this climate. Its mouth is at least 3.5 foot wide. Has big teeth. Left to no track. Hoarfrost.
Okay.
You on up the path a little. On a point, I'll begin to recognize the terrain. Get up this far, the trees have stopped growing. Air is thin and difficult breathing. The snow has receded a fair bit, and you've just got slick. It is going to be very tough going here. Torin and Kiava might be a little bit more okay because they have claws, but a lot of the time you're sort of like, oh,
Crampons.
yeah, snowshoes.
Not
Crampons.
snowshoes.
Walking stick, little bits of sort of magic to aid you on the way, I'm sure. But it's slippery and slidey on this. But quite a gentle gradient. And in fact, you'll be walking on this path a day and a half. After sort of 8 or 9 hours, you get a rest, make your way further up, and you come upon an incredible, as your icy path comes to a sudden stop, gravelly, rocky, cropping path that goes up about 150 feet and then stops out. Anybody walked through a cloud before?
Never.
As a human, not
Yeah, a few times.
We may
when she
have
was young.
actually.
I mean, technically, every time it's foggy, you're walking through a cloud, but I've probably done a real good up high cloud. I don't know.
I haven't personally, so I have no idea what the sensation is like. I imagine it's slightly wet. And yeah, as you look up about 150 feet, this path goes straight through the cloud. But of course. Very unusual choice. You're going to transform into a vole or something. On the Batmobile. You summon enough bats to be transported by them. There go the Batmobile. No. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, you're probably best off letting Torin lead the way. Sense of smell. No boots on, so ground direction and tracking will lead you all through the cloud. Assume that you at least have a rope, guide rope, so that you all same rope or something. Yeah. And as you make your way through the cloud, snowy outcropping. The area is flat here, as if you are at the top of the mountain. And you see that you've now reached what is shoulders. This vast flat plain stretches almost 3 miles across, on which at the center sits stretches up into the sky as far as the eye can see. Have to walk over to the peak, of course. Across this flat, icy plain. Here the wind is howling. You are very, very high up.
James, if I may, it's a very unusual moment for Rosa because I think looking around, especially like at Hennig and at Torin, Kiao, and Sebastian, she could have never imagined that this is where it would have led them. So I think if it's possible, I'll try to druid craft a little flower, and I know it's gonna freeze, of course, but like I'll put some stakes in as well, just to maybe mark our presence up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all of you, it's something astounding because as you look down the edge of this flat platform, 3 miles across, you are seeing clouds. Then beyond the clouds, in the distance, you a mountain. If you look, you will see the land of Jorston, and the other way you will see sort of the land of Moigos. And in fact, if you look even further to the side, you'll be able to see sort of Isra hold the Dragon Ball, and Alana hold the Genasi. Distance. It is a vast area that you beyond. That I think you can make out just in the distance. Looks to be a city or valley. I think, yeah, each one of you sort of takes a moment to reflect in their own way, whether it's growing a plant. You know, note down a few parts of the sites yourself for incorporating related poem. Admiring the sights and thinking of the homeland.
Any notable update on the status of Muegas? Where we've looked out from lesser on high once before and seen incredible threatening things.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you look over, you first looks like a large stone square. Big stone square. But it won't take you long to realize that look over a vast arm.
Wow.
Campfires stretching. The ground burnt on this grey stone by the army itself. You look out to it, like it's moved. There, still present. A huge backdrop of it, and I know that there were never that many. Nothing has changed much. But that's good, right? It hasn't advanced.
Yeah, definitely.
And indeed, the dusk will arrive, and the sunset up here is quite something. The entire ground you are standing on first to be a light tinge of yellow, light tinge, or eventually settling down to almost a crimson. The edge, and you are left in complete, utter blackness with a huge. Again, you will notice that there are stars in the wrong places, so I'm very. You look out, world, then look up. You'll realize just how high that peak is. It is quite narrow. There isn't much space around it to keep going up. I mean, compared to what you're on, right? It's not. It's still, a good half a mile. Pretty narrow in comparison to this shoulder platform.
Can we check in on the Duke?
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah,
I imagine
I'll do
theoretically
that.
maybe we would have done that a couple of times, but I think it's. Well, I can't remember whose spell it is, but it's not mine, so I wasn't thinking about it. But
I have the
Try more.
orb that I can scry with the orb of telepathy. So
Um,
yeah, I'll take a moment to scry on that, scry that, check in on the Duke, make sure he's still safe and well.
The Duke is got a clear sky above him of stars. He's on an outcropping looking down over a snowy vista. Even a flat plateau. It does indeed look like the edge of that is that plateau that you're stood on.
okay.
He doesn't
okay.
see the light of your campsite. He seems weirdly sheltered in with walls on three. You can't imagine how that area is at peak. But sure enough, as sort of you can wave to him and ask him, suggest to him gently that you will see that flat plateau, albeit the other side you would assume you are, because it's almost like his view out is limited, as if by something over his head, gap below it. So it's like he's looking out like a panoramic window. Highly sure.
Can I take a slightly different decision and look up instead and examine the stars and try to sort of examine
you,
their positions relative to where we are?
you look out and you see that he has sort of quite a high back rock behind him. But as he looks sort of diagonally forwards and looks at the stars, they are the stars that are behind you. So effectively he is on that mountain peak, but you think the other side of it. You could walk all the way round on the icy up, or you could walk up. Whatever you're going to do, I'm assuming you're not going to do it at 11 o'clock.
No.
Rest might.
But it confirms that he is very close then.
Yeah, in fact, locate creature will confirm that. He is within 1,000.
That's incredibly convenient.
Well, now everybody, we have a very important decision to make, and that is whether we give the Duke hell for running away to a place like this by accident. I mean, just what could have led him to come all the way up this treacherous? This is just wild. I don't really. I'm not even sure we want him in charge of the city.
He described his journey quite specifically to you, and it did not represent what you have been through.
Yeah, like I don't remember feeling like this was the kind of place he was going to be in. I thought he just sort of ran away and got lost in the mountains. You don't get lost and go up thousands of feet.
No, he didn't. And indeed, he told you that he was with an elven scout who wasn't far from a scouting post, but now nowhere near.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he got on up here, but guess it's good we're close.
Perhaps we should ask him ourselves.
In the morning.
Well, could just is you have special talking version of communicate with him version of scrying, or should I just send?
We can communicate through the ball. We can ask questions and he can respond. We've done that before.
That's right. That's what I thought. Okay. I mean, maybe we should just let him know we're close and find out what his situation is. Duke.
Did you
or
wake
Lego.
up?
I'm sorry. I know it's quite late, sir.
No. Any contact is good contact.
By all our magical indications and our looking around, we seem to be pretty close to you, but this is not where we expected to find you. We just wanted to check on your situation.
That is so? Wow. So relieved. I'm so grateful. I didn't know you were coming. I thought you were. I mean, I thought you were sending druidic help. I didn't realize you were coming yourselves.
There were others, so they're having some trouble. We thought we'd pitch in.
Incredible. Yeah. Can't wait to see your faces.
You don't seem to be in the kind of place we would have expected to find you, having just fled from a scout post or anything like that. How'd you get here?
I've been saying that for days. Like I said, the attack happened. There was a moment of running. A bit of a blur, really. A bit of a daze. I think I faded in and out of consciousness for a while. Not that my wounds were dry. Found ourselves on this sort of strange rocky outcropping, and there's no real... I know you said you're close, but as far as we can see, there's no real entrance or exit other than jumping. You have your magic. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to my scout friend either. And he knows these matters like the back of his hand, and this doesn't... Cute. Probably not a word in these days.
Well, I knew they're a scout. If we can speak to him as well, I don't know. But were you also in and out of it, or?
The scout sort of looks at you and Elvish.
I do not.
He will stumble by in common.
On the other hand, I do.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go for some translating. He'll use his common for now.
It's fine.
I was quite badly hurt first. But where we are and where we were are very far apart. I would remember such a long journey. Duke, not capable of journeying this.
Well, that's quite a mystery.
I suspect magics that understand no.
All right, well, we'll try to find a way to get you out of there.
That'd be good.
Be prepared for tomorrow morning.
Not soon.
We would
I don't know
hope so.
when exactly, but
We
get
sleep.
ready.
Sort of nods to you, and the Duke sort of.
Leave 'em be.
Well, I hope so. Said I see no real way up here, but you have your ways. Good seeing you.
All right, have a good night.
Just in case we were thinking it, I will tell you that given the thinness of the air and the speed of the winds, flying up here will result in sort of, off something. Not advised.
Even with investiture of wind, sure thing.
Can you ping me investiture of wind?
Yeah, 1 second. Just scrolling down to it. I've got a long list. Since it's since it's a wind whirling around me, I was wondering if it would like actually change the patterns of the wind in the imminent area around me, basically stopping the pushing effect.
How long does it last?
It's a 10-minute spell, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind you using that, but obviously you can't cast it on anyone else.
Yeah, the only thing that I had was my idea was with this was I'd be able to use it for its limited duration to take a rope up somewhere and then secure a rope and then hopefully that would
Fly a long way in
allow
10
some-
minutes. Not further than a piece of rope.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure how much full length of rope we have and how far that would allow us to climb, but
Well, wait and see till the morning.
Sure.
Wait and see for the morning. But in general, flying up here is. You will notice no birds, no other life, in fact. As
that's
you
odd.
take your rest, any checks you may take a long rest. Just do click the long rest button. The following morning, what kind of hearty breakfast?
Did we get the tent up here? I can't remember. Or
Sorry?
did we have space? Did we have space for the tent up here? I can't remember.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
you've got miles of space to tent. You're on this huge 3-mile flat.
Mm.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't making something too fancy for a campfire. But if I have a whole indoor tent-based kitchen, I'm going to make. Let's see. Let's have some bagel sandwiches. Bagel breakfast sandwiches. Eggs and ham on bagels.
Bagels.
Nice.
Yeah, I would go for that most
Same.
part of the day, even though I never have it.
Us aren't allowed carbs.
Well.
Oh yeah.
Allowed
Oh
is
shit.
a.
I would murder somebody for a bagel.
Oh god. Bad.
Right. And with that, that is going to be the increase to maximum hit points.
Okay.
Maybe
But it's that same. What it was, 13 or something like that. Or do you want to
Yes,
redo
it
it?
will be 13.
All right.
For all of you, and then of course a most inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, it will involve some questioning. Right? Sort of. I think we all need to be on our guard today. I don't really know what the hell's going on here. At first, I thought maybe maybe the Duke's companion was somehow involved, and that still could be the case, or maybe he's telling the truth as well, and they were drug up by here some magical force or a creature. I don't know, but quite aside from trying to figure out how to get into this strange window of rock they seem to be holed up in, I think we've got to be on our guard to find out what brought them here. We may not need to know, but if whatever it is gets in our way, we need to be ready for that. So eat up, buck up, and ready for a real challenge today.
Yeah. With a hearty
Forward to
meal.
it.
with
Hear, hear.
inspiration
Hear,
meal.
hear.
You can make your way across this flat. This tower. Mountain. First thing you will notice is there are no path up. Strange rocky. Yet there is an entrance. Hey. The entrance is 40 or 50 foot wide, 70 foot tall. No, leading into what looks like sort of icy growth network of ice and rock going up and up and up into the mountain. Through the mountain appears to be on the inside of it.
It's quite bizarre.
Well, I don't know if it opened onto where the Duke is. I'm surprised he hasn't come back out through it, but it's better than trying to go around this mountain and these winds and stuff, I think, so may as well head on in.
Let's go.
As you enter on into the icy, first it's quite pretty. Areas of static or ice. There is usual feet. No humans there. Yeah, good. No, sorry, my Discord just stopped and started again. No human has trod these paths. But you do see the mark of creatures, pretty sure. No scat, no living stuff, but odd things. As you're moving through this cavern, you're about an hour way up when you see the handle of an old dagger jutting out of a piece of
Ooh.
further in. As you move around, there is a small block of rock on top of two more blocks of rock. They look like they have been carved. Not a natural. A perception check.
Oof. 18.
Yeah, so as you're sort of looking around for any signs of passage, strange place. They're like a deep depression. They're almost 2.5 foot long. Very, very narrow. You know, like a cat's back leg is quite like a long, flat leg. A little like that, almost like a sort of...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's thin, and you can even see the mark of it as if it's bone. Rosanna, what did you get?
Mine?
Yeah, perception.
I got a nat 20 with a 29 in total.
You can hear very far in the distance. At first, you thought it was just the howling of the wind. You hear a strange sort of noise coming through the top, as if almost like the howl of a creature in the distance. Up through the cave, and it echoes through.
There's something strange here. Do you feel it?
Yeah, I do.
What is going on in
Slowly make your way onwards. You find two more unusual things. A gold coin slightly below the ice. Frozen in. You attempt to peer at it. It's not any sort of mint that you recognize.
Can I blow a little fire on the ice and try to melt it?
Yeah, as you sort of downwards, the ice begins to melt. You're able to dip your finger into the pool of water and pull out this coin. It is cut in the style of just ancient. It references a king, Nomanius.
I'd like to
Wow.
ask Theseus, see if that
Nomanius,
means
I've never heard of him.
What are you asking, Theseus?
If that name is familiar, it's the name of a king, I'll specifically say.
He's a sort of... Hello again, idiot. I know of some Nomaniuses. It's an old name. It's been used occasionally throughout history. Nothing more recent than 2,200 years, though. Please bear in mind that Theseus doesn't have much information.
Yeah, of course.
So he knows of some Nomaniuses, no specific kings, just sort of... There was an emperor here, there was a war tribesman there. Weird elf over there. But none of them seem to be a Jorston king. So, less than 2,000 years old. You also find a steaming slice of snake. Simply dropped.
Oh. That's quite worrying.
James, how far are we from that dagger and the carved rock?
Oh, 10 minutes?
Okay, never mind then.
What would you have done?
I would have tried to pull the dagger out, but
Okay, I
time
can't
is
tell
coming
you
down.
that you could see under the ice that there was no blade. Just the edge
It's just
of the
like sticking
handle
into it.
Yeah, the edge of the handle was.
Oh, okay, interesting.
You proceed on these icy caverns. You once again hear that noise. There's weird whistling there somewhere. You proceed around the corner. You are confronted by. Ever see? Stand completely stock still. Feel free to give me a nature check.
Oof, 23.
You guys see anything at all?
No.
Test with Orin. Do you see anything now?
Yeah, I have a bit of vision upwards and nothing behind me.
Fantastic. In that case, if you'd all like to place your tokens here, I'm sure Orin can ping.
Oh. What the fuck is that?
Wait.
Zoom in for this one. Oh shit.
These two huge skeletal figures stand in front of you, almost 30 foot in height, with bones as thick as your entire body. You look at them. Did anybody get above a 16 on the nature check?
Yeah, 19.
Great.
Same here.
I believe you actually got a 23, Keanu, weirdly enough.
23, yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled on
Calling out
23.
Rosania's roll. But yes, you look at it, and these seem to be the skeletons of old mammoths.
How ancient can we estimate?
From that distance, you're not too sure.
Something tells me I don't want to be getting any closer to investigate.
No?
No, I'll keep my distance.
You've come from downwards, by the way.
Right.
Path appears to be in that direction.
Past them then.
Yeah, through the legs.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah,
if they're
as
remaining perfect still.
Yeah, well, right now they have not moved at all. And as you look sort of around you, you're sort of appear to be on perhaps a frozen lake of some sort. Down here, it's crystal clear beneath you. It's strange. You can look down and down and down to rock 50 or 60 feet below you.
Mm.
Sparkling